Good up.
This is Channel 253.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain Podcast.
I have a hams in my hands, and I look, and on it says comments, questions, concerns. It has a phone number. And I was like, dude, that's old school. I was like, it doesn't say like complain here. Mm-hmm. It doesn't say customer hotline. It just says call us. Yeah. And I was like, yes. I was like, we're doing this. So I took a picture. I sent it to our designers. And now my phone number is on the, bottle.
Oh,
yeah, for sure.
I was on a bottle of Douglas.
Yeah,
that's fucking awesome.
So, and that came from Hams. So that's direct from Hams.
I thought the story was going like a whole other direction. Like, I mean, you called a number and then you met your wife.
Yeah. Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, coming to you guys from Peaks and Pints in Tacoma, Washington. My name is Matt McLaren, here with Ron Swarner, as always.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going really well.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
You seem like you're in a really good mood.
I'm so happy to be here.
Me too.
It's so long.
And Bethany, of course, how are you?
I am great. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Good to see you after a whole week of not seeing you.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's my first beer.
It's totally our first beer today. We didn't have four.
That's going to be an issue.
No, it's not. It's a doubleheader day. Whatever. Ron's out of town next week, so we're packing it in today. But it's going to be great.
Down.
Yeah, of course.
We have some cool stuff to talk about today, both for things that are happening inside of Tacoma and outside of Tacoma. But yeah, Ron, who are we talking to today?
We're talking to Chris Smith and John Marti from Lowercase Brewing.
Woo! Guys.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for having us. For sure.
Chris, I actually met you before we opened Peaks and Pints at the Ballard Farmers Market.
Really?
Years ago.
That's old school, man.
Yeah.
Those are the crowler days.
Yeah, it was. You were the first in the state to have crowlers, right?
Yeah, we were.
Nice.
We were, yeah.
No way.
I still have PSCD about that stuff. Yeah. See those machines, I'm like, whoa.
Gotta have that.
That's awesome.
You built a lot of the business on the farmers market, right?
We did. Yeah, that was our basically that was kind of our distribution strategy in terms of getting the beer a little further away from the brewery. Was farmers markets, and it worked out great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
For sure.
There's a few breweries still kind of doing that, but it seems like a relatively untapped market. There's a lot of folks who go to those things that care about local and.
They do, yeah. It's just it can be kind of a slog, like the logistics of it, right?
Sure.
So at the peak, we were doing like 13 to 14 markets a week.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that was insane. Like loading vans,
Seriously.
trying to come up with a schedule, staffing it. It was a nightmare. And then we had to we built a custom rig to fill crowlers.
Wow.
Because we were doing like 400 to 500 crowlers a week. Yeah, crazy, right?
And then you had to buy all the products from everybody around you, too, so you didn't look like a jerk.
Yeah,
that must have added up.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, have you had the breakfast sandwich? There's a lady that does breakfast sandwiches at the Ballard Farm Market. Crushes. Nice. So good.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's all exchange
my language already.
barter. You don't pay for it.
Got it.
Yeah, it
turns out
so it's actually it's pretty good. Yeah, you come out
especially at the end, you got a cooler. You just it's like currency.
Yeah.
You're just like
That's
laying
awesome.
it down.
Yeah. What do you guys have? Homemade jams?
Yeah.
Here's 2 crowlers.
Exactly.
What can I get for these?
Yeah.
If you have alcohol, they come to you.
Dude, good point.
So, what's your beef with capital letters?
I hate them. Jesus Christ. You know what's my favorite thing to say is that people in the tap room, they'd come up and they'd be like, so your name's lowercase, but like your logo is all in capital. And I'm like, what? It is? I was like, those fuckers. So anyways,
We specifically said.
yeah, for sure. No beef. Lowercase for us kind of put the beer first and put everything second. Including John and I's personal health. So,
Says every brewer ever.
exactly. So I mean, that's what it was about, being understated and let because at that time, we started in 2014, and that was kind of right when Hilliard's had kind of shut down, and they were kind of a big flashy brand, right? And but their beer quality wasn't the greatest, and so that was kind of our move to that is like, it should be about the beer and the rest should be secondary to that. And so like lowercase, understated, they just carry content. They don't scream at you. That was kind of the intent.
I like it.
Yeah.
What brought you here from Arizona?
My job. Yeah. And also like things that Arizona doesn't have, like trees and water, like that.
That'd fucking do it.
The things of life.
Yeah, we literally couldn't breathe.
Yeah. No, I was working for a large coffee company that may or may not have a logo that looks like a mermaid. And so that was, I got an internship, and then that brought me up to the Pacific Northwest.
Right on.
Yeah, for sure.
What year was that?
That was 2008.
Okay.
So I claim it now. Basically, everyone's like, where are you from? Technically from Arizona, but like after 15 years,
Yeah.
That seems fair.
I'm from here.
PNW, yeah.
That's right.
Totally.
And what brought you into beer? What got you into beer?
Basically a hobby.
From coffee.
Yeah, so I used to cook professionally. So that was a former life. And then, I started like figuring out, I was like, what are the things that like, how do I basically blend into the Northwest culture? I was like, what do Northwest dudes do? And I was like, they sail and they make beer. So I was like, these are the things that I have to learn. So I started doing it as a hobby, and I really glommed onto it because of the like kind of culinary aspect, right? You're building something, and then you have a little bit of science in between. So then I made it pretty impressively shitty beer, and then I met John.
Who continued to make impressively shitty beer.
Yeah, except John was a wine guy.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Yeah.
That's a very complimentary background.
Yeah.
And then you guys kind of meet in the middle at beer.
Yeah.
But you were a home brewer, but then
I started as a home brewer for sure. But I loved wine and became a sommelier. That was after, probably like 7 years after I first started homebrewing. I started dealing and meddling in wine and did that for 5 years, and then came back to the first true love of beer. And
wine sucks.
Yeah, wine is. You're not going to see a podcast like
Shots
this
fired.
with wine people, right? They're going to be like hoity-toity, and they're going to be subverted, and they're going to be like chill.
Sure.
And yeah, they're probably not going to get super drunk.
Whisper judgmentally.
And they're not going to tell you the secrets of how they make the wine, right? Like the brewing industry is just so much more forthright, right? And
Fun.
Fun.
Fun
Way
is
more
the
fun.
word.
Yeah. We're all in this slog together.
I've never listened to a wine podcast, but yeah, they don't. It's pretty. I don't
Like,
know.
whoa,
bet
how'd
you
you
they
make
laugh.
my
They
first
laugh.
It's not
million?
cool. They're not. It's not cool.
That's definitely never happened in a beer podcast.
Not at
I mean,
all. Unless
I
you get
don't know.
Manny and Roger in here. Yeah. Fuck. Whom we love. We love them dearly.
So then, how did you guys meet exactly? Homebrewing? Homebrew club?
The internet.
Internet.
No.
Internet?
No, you just walk.
Fucking Tinder?
Not the internet.
Right?
No. John lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I'd started Lowercase. I was still working at my corporate job, and was kind of like underwater a bit in terms of just time. And he came by and he's like, hey, he moved to the neighborhood because you came from Portland, right?
I came from, Tahoe, Portland, New York, and then ended up in Seattle living with my sister. And in the neighborhood was Lowercase. And I was like, damn, there's a brewery right next to me.
Yeah.
And it's the one brewery out of the 60 that I talked to that is actually talking back to me.
Oh, jeez.
So like, oh, sweet, and it's right next to me.
And we're on a little 3-barrel direct fire system, so like super, super tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, so romantic.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, it sounds very like the universe was throwing you a bone a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's right.
I mean,
next to me.
I, just like so many people in this industry, you're like, hey, do you need help mopping the floor?
Dude,
Right?
seriously.
That's how so many of us start,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It's just like, let us watch and learn.
Yep.
And eventually, if you think we have it in us, take over a little more responsibility. And that's just like, that's the story of so many brewers in this industry, I think.
Sure. Kind of interesting parallel to kitchen life. There's a lot of, we've talked about this before about how much overlap there is between people who make really good beer and people who had kind of a culinary background.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've been able to sort of translate your experience in that world to the brewing world?
I think so, yeah, because I started looking at like the recipes. So like if I go cook something new that I haven't cooked before, right? I'll just kind of take stock of like 5 recipes and I'll be like, okay, what's similar, what's different? And then what are the major themes that I can pull from this? And then I can start modifying it.
Sure.
Because I think that's where like recipes are good, but they're a guideline, right? So yeah. So you can deviate from them, and that's where I think it kind of led. It also led to some scary spots like lavender honey ale. But sometimes
I bet that killed at the farmer's market.
sometimes you just got to go there. You got to try, and you got to find out that there's actually 2 different types of lavender. There's the culinary lavender, and then there's the non-culinary lavender.
Soap one.
I was going to say, the dish soap one.
That one, yeah, for sure. And then if you use too much of that, then maybe your beer is a little perfumey. Maybe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was before John. That was prior to John. He wouldn't have approved of that.
Yeah. We started getting pretty simple because I am the opposite. I suck at cooking. I'm a horrible, horrible cook. And people are like, oh, you're a brewer. You must be a good cook. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Who says
don't. All the other brewers I know, sure. Yeah, they're really actually very good cooks. But I just don't, I don't know. Food is just like an in-between to the next beer, I guess.
That's one way to say it. Yes.
Holy shit! That was a bar, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Is that our next T-shirt?
Dude, seriously?
Yeah, beer.
All lowercase.
Yeah.
You can find that.
We'll send you guys a free one.
I think
Wait, copyright, lowercase. You can't take it.
Totally.
No, it's all yours. Good luck.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that John and I make a really good team because like I can focus on the bigger picture stuff and like I get kind of when I get too detail oriented, like I get distracted and I lose focus, and he is like extremely detail oriented. So he kind of takes care of like, I think to make good beer and specifically lager beer, it's about the details.
Yeah.
And that's where he excels. So, and that's where I don't. So we kind of complement each other in an interesting way. And I think that's why it works.
That's awesome. Yeah, you kind of have like, I don't know, there's probably no successful enterprise that doesn't have like the creative drive and then like the person who's like, hey, please don't bankrupt us with your fucking ideas.
Yeah, for sure.
Creativity.
With your incessant creative drive.
I think about it.
But that's like legit a good balance, especially in the beer world where like people are still trying to, you have this need really in the industry to stay on the bleeding edge of things that are happening, but you also can't deviate too far from what everybody considers like classic traditional execution.
Yeah.
And so to have like 2 driving forces behind a project or a brewery that can kind of focus on both of those things, I imagine has led to your guys' success, at least in part.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of it as like a producer-artist relationship, right? Like if you think about music in the same way, like producers are super duper important, right? But so are the artists, right? And they take each other to balance each other out to say, okay, how do we take that creative energy and point it in a specific direction?
Yeah.
Because sometimes creative energy is awesome, but it can also lead you to spin out, right?
Totally.
So you got to like be able to kind of manage that creative energy in a direction. And that's, I think, the producer role. That's kind of my role, and he's kind of the creative side.
Nice.
So was that the idea when you started Lowercase, was to hire somebody, or were you planning on brewing right from the get-go?
No idea. I was just going for it.
You're going to produce it.
I mean, I started brewing the beer.
And you're the creative one in the team?
I started brewing the beer, and then he got way better. So we kind of handed it off.
Nice. It worked. In 2 years, you had to move from South Park to closer to Manny and Roger.
Yeah. But the beer production stayed in South Park.
Did it?
So the tap room.
Opened a tap room.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay.
The tap room was in Georgetown, but our brewery just kind of moved one building over in our current address.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's your guys' volume production like now? I mean, you said you started on a 3-barrel direct
For
fire
sure,
now, right?
So we're on a 15-barrel steam-fired system now,
Nice.
and we're doing about 500 barrels a year, which is like I think in this industry you kind of fall into not the trap, but the tendency is to talk about it in how many barrels did you produce last year, and how many you do next, and how many you do after that, right? And there's this constant kind of expectation for growth, and that can get you in trouble really quickly, right? And so, like, I was thinking we're going to be this 3,000 to 5,000 barrel brewery, and I'm actually glad we're not, right? Like, we're doing 500 barrels of lagers only, and I think we've kind of found our spot.
Nice.
That's cool, but that came through time. I think one of my favorite kind of business related kind of quotes is that your business plan never survives its first interaction with the customer, because you come up with all these plans and you're like, this is what we're gonna do, and then you take it to market and the market's like, nope.
We're not interested in any of that.
Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go.
Guys, it's lavender and honey. Come on.
Drink the soap.
It's the future. You don't know it's the future. God damn it.
Totally, you have to be so flexible.
For sure.
You have to be so flexible.
Pivot, right? Pivot.
Totally.
The word of the day. But.
Speaking of pivot, Skagit Valley malting, that was most of your malt, right?
It was.
Now what are you doing?
Yeah. So now we use Wireman.
Nice.
Yeah. At Lowercase, we use Vireman. But we definitely started with Skagit Valley, and we wanted to succeed with them. And we tried to succeed with them. But we just found that we could make beers more true to style if we started using malts from a different source.
Sure.
Like as we transitioned more into lagers, then that became the profile we were going after, and so therefore we needed to follow the ingredient trail that led us there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Fucking Will Kemper said the exact same thing to us, and I don't know. I can't imagine a better authority on that particular subject. He's like,
he knows one or two things.
Yeah. If I'm gonna make beer that's from this place, I'm gonna buy grain that's from this fucking place. So
and they are.
It makes total sense.
Yeah.
With guys like Link Malt and Mecha Grade kind of doing sort of new school versions of these traditional grains, have you guys thought about playing with any of that stuff as they develop?
Yeah, I mean, we've used Link a fair amount at Lowercase, but with the new project, we use nothing but Link. And that's because we love Brian. We love Zane, right? Zane's the maltster, Brian's the sales guy.
Yep.
And they're just like the best people. And you call this the Grit and Grain podcast. That's fucking those two.
Totally.
Like, they deal with grain and they're dealing with nothing but grit, just like we are. It's like every day we want to throw like a wrench against the wall and kill ourselves. Not like kill ourselves.
No, it's relatable.
Okay.
We're all in the beer
like
industry.
I love making beer with their grain, knowing that they're going through the same trials and tribulations that we are.
That's legit. That's probably like a, I don't know, it's a super valid way of deciding how your raw ingredients get into your beer. Like these two, the fact that these two are going through the same thing that I'm going through and they're still delivering a product that can translate into what I'm trying to do is super valid.
Yeah.
People probably don't think about it that way.
I mean, they're very much a part of the team. Everyone that gives us an ingredient, Link or Indie Hops down in Oregon, like I know that these people are on the knife's edge of success and failure, just like we are.
Sure.
And they're doing everything in their detailed power to make sure that they give us the best product. So I'm doing everything I can to present their ingredients in the best way.
I love that.
I love that too.
I know we don't talk about grit being part of like the ethos very often, but really the podcast
Yeah, I
is
mean,
like
dude, it's
it
grit
takes
and grain.
it takes a lot to be like the industry is so romanticized, right? But like you said,
Right.
man, like is Billy still here?
As he looks around there,
I know.
the other person.
He's been through a lot.
IPA.
But no, like it's part of the whole like theory behind it is like what does it take to kind of be in the industry that people think is very glamorous and kind of romantic, and you're just like, dude, this is, and like we bring up
There's
Bethany's
literally
kid taking
nothing
naps
glamorous.
on. No, there's really not. Like
Literally nothing about
Suffering.
Yeah.
All it
brewing is
suffering.
glamorous.
On a show. It's glamorous.
I know,
We get our photo taken at the
I
end.
know. We're all getting in trouble right now for not being at work. But no, I love that, and I like the idea that first of all, that there's even maltsters who can kind of fill that gap in your guys' kind of buying decisions, which is amazing.
And so now, without Skagit, Link is like the Washington State craft malt place. What
There's a
are their
couple
other
small
ones?
Yeah, there are more.
Yeah, there's a few small
But
ones
for
for
us, we've found our partnership with Link works the best. I think there's like Main Stem is another one.
Mecca Grade.
Mecca
Grade
Grade's
is their Oregon.
And I don't know that
let's
they're
list
there
them. I'm just
anymore.
I don't
You're
know
like-
'cause I'm not like buying grain at the
I
moment,
feel like there's
but
a
I've heard of
Cascadia
Link.
malt that's slowly
Okay.
coming online, and I'm anxious to see what they have available. But yeah, we love Link right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, specific to the Douglas project, right, is that like the goal was to create an entirely local supply chain, right?
Yeah.
So that beer specifically is like from the Pacific Northwest for the Pacific Northwest. So it was really important to us to, make sure that supply chain lined up with that story.
Which I absolutely love. I don't know, what time is it? Doug, is it break time?
No, I am.
Okay. Can we take a quick early one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're going to fill our beers up real quick, and we'll be right back. So you guys hang out for just a sec.
Okay.
If you like this podcast, check out MoveToTacoma.com. MoveToTacoma.com is a neighborhood guide, blog, and podcast to help people in Tacoma, Pierce County, and beyond find their place in the city of destiny. More information at MoveToTacoma.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for hanging out during the break. As always, a quick shout out to Doug, our wonderful producer.
Yay, Doug!
We love you, Doug.
Woo!
And at Channel 253, please do go support those fantastic podcasts and that whole network. And it's awesome, and we love being a part of what they do. We almost got into it during the break, and I'm like super pumped to talk about this particular project. But yeah, we all have new beer in front of us, actually, which what are we drinking right now, Ron?
We're drinking the latest version of the Seven Seas barley wine.
Right on. Cheers to Sean.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Sean.
Who's not dead, he's just not here.
He started the barley
Thanks for
wine.
clarifying. I was worried about Sean.
Yeah. We pour it
Not
out.
dead, just not here.
Still not dead.
Yeah.
Just not here.
You don't ever need to worry about it.
Even though he wears a dead guy hat.
Yeah.
I know. And has more stories about almost dying than anybody I've ever fucking met in my life. He's an actual immortal. He told, I don't know if you guys listen, but I have had a nightmare about this since then, but he was talking about cleaning a fermenter out before all the CO2 had and he jumped in and he was like, I was trying to jump out and climb out and my jumps started getting shorter and shorter. And I was like, oh my God. And I've had actual panic attacks about that since he's told that fucking story. That was like episode 3. It's been 18 months and I
I
can't stop thinking
still
about
have,
it.
I have a lot of questions about it too. Still, like I did when I first heard it. Well, I mean, it's hard to get into a fermenter. Let's think about all the things before we do that. Even closely do that. I'm glad you're alive still,
shit.
Sean.
I know. He's gonna find you and explain everything.
I'm sure he will.
So we brought up Douglas before the break came up. And like seeing the first bottle of that come out was super exciting. And a lot of folks might have followed the project online because you guys had a big online kind of campaign for it. And seeing Brewed-in-Tacoma on that bottle was so exciting. Can you guys talk about the project a bit?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we've been working on something like this for a long time, and so I think there's a few things in play, right? One is that lagers are coming back into the light.
Yes.
God bless, right? Welcome back. Welcome back, team. So, if you think about the craft beer kind of movement, at the first it was kind of I look at it as a parabola, right? So we went as far away as possible from fuzzy yellow beer. And then we got to glitter IPAs. And then we started coming back towards the middle again, right? Sure. So then I was like, okay, here we go. We're coming back. So I think what's interesting is that the zeitgeist is right for a project like this, right? Okay. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we did Seattle Light.
I remember, yeah.
Back in the day, we did those like 11.2 ounce stubby bottles.
Yeah.
Dope. Yep. But the scale was not right. We were doing it on a 15 barrel system. And, if we're going to try to take on
Rainier, PBR,
a big
Gold
competitor,
beer.
big formerly.
Hams. Love hams.
Hams is delicious.
Hams is delicious.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. Whatever.
Okay, now here's the deal. I just did have hams that I was not super pleased with.
What was the date on it?
What had you done?
Bethany was Bethany's trying to fist fight you.
I'm not sure.
Tell me everything about it.
I'm team ham.
No, I love hams. Don't get me wrong. Here's a funny story. So on the bottle, on the label of Douglas, there's a phone number. Like on the back of the label, plain as day. Here's our phone number. Call us. And that came from I was working at the tap room, and I would go on Friday after we served ramen, of all things.
Sick.
So after ramen night at the tap room, me and my bartender Sean would always go to this place called Mods, which is right down the street. Kind of, right? Yeah. Have you had the bologna sandwich? Like, stop.
No,
like,
I have not.
Bologna sandwich?
After the
Bologna sandwich and
ramen?
mods. Okay, all right.
Okay.
With American cheese, mustard.
And a fucking hams. All right, now I kind of want a hams. Now I kind of want
So
one.
here I am sitting there thinking about like all the dishes I just did, and I have a hams in my hands, and I look, and on it says comments, questions, concerns, and it has a phone number, and I was like, dude, that's old school. I was like, it doesn't say like complain here, it doesn't say customer hotline, it just says call us.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. I was like, we're doing this. So I took a picture, I sent it to our designers, and now my phone number is on the
From
is
the
on the
hams?
bottle.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
I was on a
the
bottle of
idea.
Douglas.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
fucking awesome.
So, and that came from hams. So that's
Hilarious.
direct from hams. To
I
you.
thought the story was going like a whole other direction. Like,
I mean,
you called a number and then you met your wife.
But I might call the Douglas number.
I feel like I gotta explain why I like hams. I did like a light lager taste test, like a blind taste test, and hams came out on top for everybody in the group.
It's
it
so
was
good.
like
Yeah.
we didn't think it would, and it did.
Can
And-
you do the slogan?
No, that's
it's the water is
Yeah.
only.
That's Oli.
Hams that be refreshing.
There's a bear.
Wow.
There's a
Doug
bear,
nailed it.
right?
One I haven't even. That's a different one that I've heard. It's
You
like
got something better, John? You got
from the
something
land
better?
of the sky blue water.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
Doug knows all of them.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Together we got it.
I was also born in Minnesota, so
Oh, well,
it's,
that's
it's in my
fair.
blood or something.
You
Yeah.
got that
Anyway.
grain belt in you.
So,
I love that. I love the idea that your number is actually on a bottle of Douglas. That's like,
so anyways,
Yeah.
so basically the moment is right, and I started looking around and being like, and asking bartenders, I was like, if someone made a local Rainier, would you buy it? Because like I found out like most people don't understand this, but like Rainier hasn't been made here in
Quite some
Washington
time.
in 30 years.
Yeah.
Like not even a little bit of time, like a lot of time.
Yeah.
Since the 1990s, right?
Yeah.
They did try to bring back like Rainier Pacific Ale when Red Hook was kind of in the throes of closing, and that didn't really go anywhere. But Rainier hasn't been made here in so long, right? And so and there's this magic to these like former times where there's regional beers.
Yeah.
And you had these regional beers that were 2 to 3 states, right? And people loved them, and they kind of glommed onto them, and it is awesome. And I was like, why can't we go back to that place? And so we've spent, from the days of Seattle Light to where we are today, which is 5 years later, chasing this idea about bringing a hometown light kind of, it's not technically an American light lager. John can speak to that, but bringing a hometown like American lager back to the Pacific Northwest. That felt like such a really cool and honorable idea. And so that's what we've been trying. It also has been super challenging. We have a 50-year-old bottling line that we're trying to bring back to life. John and I were, things that you should be like, that should strike fear in your heart are cold glue labeler and substantial alterations. If you hear those 2 words in the brewing industry, you should go the other way.
Like Mike from Grains of Wrath is like churning right now listening to this.
So we're trying to do something pretty hard, right? But the idea is that like this time when everyone had a beer that they could rally around, and that was just like a kind of like in not a bad way, but a forgettable beer, right? Like there's those times where like we hang out with enough brewers that all drink Rainier or Hams or what the hell ever, right? Because you just drinking a beer, you're hanging out with your buddies. You're just like, don't care. I don't want to think about it. I just want a beer that delivers kind of beer flavored beer, right?
Sure.
And it's not too alcoholic. It's not fancy. And we
I don't have to think too much about it.
Yeah, we think there's a huge opportunity there. And so that's kind of why we're going after it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
And you're using the fish canning line?
Yeah.
Or bottling?
Yeah. That thing. Yeah. So yeah, we got it for free. Right? So you can,
That tells the whole story right there.
People that are listening can't see me do my air quotes of free, right? But anyways, yeah, the old fish line kind of actually tried to buy Fish Brewing back in the day. So they went into receivership. They had that bottling line installed. They had a pretty sweet 40-barrel rig with 120-barrel fermenters, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's in the center of the state. And I was like, from a logistics standpoint, like perfect.
Yep.
So it didn't work out, but I ended up inheriting the bottling line, and then we moved it piece by piece, very illegally, down the freeway during COVID, so no one cared.
There was no cars on the
No
road.
one was there.
It was probably fine.
Yeah. I remember the sketchiest time was there was this big machine called an uncaser, and I remember calling the company once we'd landed it, once we put it where it's supposed to go. And I called the company and I was like, hey, I have a question about this machine. And they're like, sure, tell me the serial number. And I was like, 58. And they were like,
It's a 2-digit number.
they're like, are you missing like 4 digits? And I was like, nah, dog, like 58. And they're like,
We don't
that
go back
machine
that
was
far.
manufactured in 1952. And I was like, okay, well, it's broken. So, well, what happened
They're
was...
like, good luck.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't have the parts.
So
we don't have it.
what happened was when Fish decided to get rid of this bottling line, because who used the bottling line? Nobody. And it was basically worth us taking it off their hands, right? Because they're like they were going to have to pay to get it recycled and all the cost of rigging and unloading it and whatever. Yeah. And so they basically just like came and just clipped all the electrical wires. They were just like, they did not care. They were not, there was no kind of care to this. They were just like, and done. And so the machine was actually like, it's a big pneumatic cylinder and it was cycled down. So for any of us that know about pneumatics, is that like, if there's not a pneumatic pump, good luck. That thing's not moving again, right?
Right.
And so effectively they had cycled the machine down so that like the heads that picked up the bottles were actually cycled below the frame. The frame was 2 pieces. So we had to like support it on, I don't know, 12 half barrels.
Yeah.
God.
It was so sketchy. Like you have no idea.
Holy crap.
Dude, so we got a flatbed truck we backed a flatbed truck into Fish. We loaded up all these kegs and then we supported it. So that way the gear was hanging down, but not touching the actual bed of the truck. And then we strapped the holy piss out of it. And then drove that shit down the freeway. Sorry, Washington State. And then
19 miles an hour.
yes. Well, so then one of us got in the van, put the flashers on, and had that thing falling off. wow, that was going to be
That would
a
have been
thing.
a fucking mess.
Yeah.
This is what we're still bottling on.
Yeah. And that was just one
that
piece.
Thing
that
went
was
away.
like
Yeah.
one of maybe 15 pieces, right? 15 different trips was just that one. Like,
That's insane.
You're like, but it's free.
yeah, but and it's like this thing has labeled Rainier bottles. It's labeled Olympia bottles.
bottles.
Like,
That's
this
super
is just
cool,
like,
actually.
There's
That's
ghosts
like-
in this
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's situated in the old Heidelberg Brewery,
Now-
which is now
now it
Seven
is,
Seas,
yeah.
right?
Totally.
Like it's just full. Like the story rates itself.
Yeah,
like, it's rad.
that is beautiful.
Yeah, it's just been challenging.
Yeah.
To
When
put
we
it-
say grit,
Right.
that's what we
to
fucking
put
mean.
it lightly.
What are you excited about brewing right now, John?
Yeah, I mean,
Or like what's coming down the line? Or what do
so
you
right
wanna
now
talk
in the tanks we have a Canadian style Pilsner, and it's tough to say, like, we make a bunch of different beers, a bunch of different Pilsners or lagers, and a lot of these beers come from, like, the ingredients come from a specific origin, right? So like all the ingredients came from Canada, right?
love
It's
it.
like a Canadian malt and a Canadian hop, which you may have or may not have heard of. It's called Sasquatch. It's like
Sick.
Yeah, they call it Sasquatch.
perfect.
It was found in the wild, and they sort of have taken it on as their own. So I was like, well, let's make a Canadian Pilsner. We can't call it a Canadian Pilsner because that would allude to the idea that it's actually made in Canada.
Canadian style.
Yeah, and we can't call it like a Pilsner made with Canadian ingredients because that's just too much of a mouthful on the label. So we always oftentimes call things style, right? So Canadian style Pilsner. And yeah, so if someone does a Canadian style lager, the odds are they shoot for something like Molson, which is
Right.
a lot like an American style lager, which is a lot like a Mexican style lager. It's fucking rice or corn and German hops, right? Yeah. So it's kind
Some
of
starchy adjunct.
like-
It's fine.
why are you calling it a Canadian style lager when it's just, like rar two row and rice
Totally,
and Tettnang, like from Germany? Like how, it's
Yeah, but people
sim-
haven't had a Canadian style lager
I know,
here.
and they're like, oh,
So it's
I'm-
going to be great.
I try to at least say, like, this is where the ingredients come from. So
Yeah.
we have that in the tank, and then I've always been curious of what would happen if, and other brewers out there are going to want to kill me for this, but what would happen if you used some of the processes and ideas of a hazy IPA and made a Pilsner with it, right? So, no.
You got bad things to say.
Dude,
Continue.
we learned that we shouldn't call it a New England style Pilsner. That's a bad idea because that
That's
would
hard.
elicit this idea that you're supposed to use fruity hops, which we didn't. This is all noble hops. We're psychos for noble hops, right? The German and the Czech stuff and the French stuff we love, right? So this beer has a super soft mouthfeel, high chloride content. It's dry hopped with middle fruit, and we used raw pearled barley, so no husk, right?
Whoa.
As a percentage of the actual grain. So it's
Had to
basically
cereal mash that.
yeah, it's-
Yeah,
it was an asshole.
You
It
had
was
to
a long
pre-cook
day.
this.
Yes, we cereal mashed the pearl barley, but it was just like, what happens when you use these concepts of a hazy IPA and you use them with German and Czech ingredients, and what's that flavor taste like, right? So what sort of I've gotten to now is just like, let's just play with every process and every style and every ingredient that we can, and hope that people react in a decent way with it. It's going to be a good beer in the end. I can't tell you if it's going to be a great beer, but it's going to be a unique beer. And that's, I think, where we're at right now is like, let's make something that someone's never had before, right?
Yeah.
And try and just do something different.
Can you say the same thing about your Belgium Golden Strong Ale that you did a collaboration with? Didn't you use a crazy yeast?
Oh, yeah. That was...
Was that the one you caught in a mason jar?
That was like
fuck?
years ago.
Like a firefly? Like
I love it.
That was a very long time ago, using the army of Flying Bike Brewing.
Yeah, Flying Bike. Shout out Flying Bike.
Hey, Kevin.
They're the best. Kevin Forehand he's a god in my book.
Me too. I learned everything I know about brewing from Kevin and Scott Barron from Old Stove.
Oh yeah, Scott's the best
gotta
too.
throw them both out.
Yeah, we're gonna do a collaboration with Old Stove on March 8th as well. But
that's gonna be awesome.
But Kevin, like,
It's awesome because they feed you breakfast.
yeah, dude, that's the reason that we.
It's awesome.
It's not the only reason we said yes. We love
collab
Brian.
where
We
they
love
feed
Scott.
you breakfast.
The deal is,
get 'em.
yeah, straight off
And
the
that
line.
view.
Yeah, right. Come on now.
I disappointed. It's
Thank
actually
you,
going
Brian
to take
Stan.
place in Ballard, and I was like, "What? Fuck Ballard! What? God damn it!" Yeah, it's going to be at their Ballard spot. And I was like,
Wait, are we
"You
still getting?
tricked
Are we
me."
still getting breakfast?
I bet they're loaded.
Loaded.
They have like an endless supply of money, and we love them if they didn't. They're the best.
I don't
so
love them if I don't
wee.
get sausage links.
Okay, wait. So back to what Flying Bike. Finish that story.
Oh, so
The
I basically
collab.
created yeast traps, right? And I was like, okay, here's 40 yeast traps. You homebrewers, you go out, you put them wherever you want. Whatever yeast
with
comes
Flying
back.
because they're a co-op. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It was to get the community involved and try and basically harvest a wild yeast.
But he gave him time frames. He's like, it's got to be, the wind's got to be blowing this
yeah.
hard.
It was like,
it's gotta
hold
be this
this.
temperature.
Yeah.
It's got to be under a tree.
How many
against
people
the wind.
participated?
There were 40 traps and 40
bunch.
people
40, okay.
That's so
participated.
cool.
And then
Two-
you propped it up.
Two
for,
of
like-
those yeasts worked.
Oh shit.
So it was actually pretty easy to
Yeah,
decide
because we
which
took all
one
the
worked.
masoners back, and then he propped them, and then was like continuing to taste them to see if they had any like lactic producing bacteria, right? Or like basically if they were clean.
Most of them smelled like garbage. Like
Sure.
actual garbage.
Sure.
Which makes sense.
I feel like people don't understand that about yeast. Most yeast is the worst.
Yeah. Oh my
And
God.
not cooperative and smells like an actual dirty dish
Not
drain.
brewer's
Or like
yeast,
a
yeah.
yard waste. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
who
was forever ago,
doing
though.
the propagating? Kevin, or you guys?
Oh,
you
we
were.
were.
You were.
Yeah.
Nice.
We did the propagating, and we had our friend Sean Slate, who used to own a company called Slate Labs in Seattle,
Yeah.
who was trying to become like an imperial yeast company. Imperial's a Oregon yeast company, or a White Labs, but in Seattle. So he's smarter than we are and has a PhD in microbiology, and so like we relied on him to sort of separate the single cell that actually fermented the wort, and then he gave me those two back, and then I propped them up, and we tasted them, figured out the one that worked the best amidst those home brewers, and then made a beer with that.
That's
And
so cool.
yeah, that yeast, actually Tom Fury uses it now at Halcyon because he's right next to the Flying Bike Brewery, right? The
It's
old
still
Naked
frozen,
City.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he ordered it probably about a year ago, and it's still banked. So
Who
like,
banked it? Imperial. banked it.
Imperial, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
cool.
put it in
So
the
you
Super
can- and
cool.
it's
So
it's
we
a
can-
Bel.
you
It's
can order
basically
it.
it tastes and smells like a Belgian strain. It behaves like a Belgian strain. So we did a
yeah,
Belgian
makes sense.
golden lager.
But it's a Pacific Northwest strain.
It was the cool part is you know
Seattle.
Don Webb at
Yeah.
Old Stove.
Oh, yeah.
So him and
Former
Isaac,
Naked City, yeah.
his assistant brewer, put it in that patio when it was still Naked City. They put the trap that won was the one that they put in a Grundy underneath a cherry tree in the patio between Flying Bike and Naked City
City.
at the
Oh
time.
shit.
So it's really cool.
That's the sweetest story ever.
I know, I love it. And so that's
Do you guys
still
know the
alive.
story about the clamp of friendship? Is that what
Yes.
they call
Oh,
it?
yeah, the golden
yeah, the
clamp
hose.
of
Yeah,
friendship,
like,
yeah.
yeah. You tell it.
So yeah, so two breweries right next to each other, right? So you had, it's Naked City, right? And then you had Flying Bike,
Flying Bike.
and occasionally they would collaborate. So they would both bring hoses from either brewery, and then there was one tri-clamp where the hoses met each other,
Yep, golden.
and they painted it gold, and it was the golden tri-clamp of friendship.
Oh my
And so they would like then buckle the hoses together And that was like the moment.
Yeah.
It all worked.
Fucking awesome.
Because they knew each other from either Pike or
I mean, they go,
Big
Yeah.
Time.
Don's,
Yeah.
I think
Don's
two.
been,
Yeah,
Don's
Don
been
and
around.
Kevin
Kevin's
both.
been
Don and
around.
Kevin know
Yeah.
each other.
Those guys are OG, like all the
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We love hanging out with Don and old stuff. And Kevin's always. Kevin has so much fucking patience. It's disgusting.
sure.
Every
I
day
love
he has to
Kevin.
say or answer questions from homebrewers, which is really
Yes,
hard to
this
do.
is what I've talked to my partner incessantly about this. I'm like, I love this idea of a co-op brewery. However, Kevin is the
Only one.
only brewer I
Yeah.
can think of that could withstand this type of, the patience
Does this
level.
look infected?
It's an
Or,
onslaught.
no, just like, can we brew a, like, because he's
I got an
getting...
idea for you.
It's a pellicle, bro. It only happens if it's infected.
Does he remind you of the dude at all?
Sure.
Big Lebowski, right? Is that like he's
Absolutely.
just so fucking chill?
Oh my gosh.
He's like, "What's up, bro?"
Oh, yes. I've told you, we need to get him on here.
Yeah,
Get
you
him
do.
on
We
here.
We,
Yeah.
He is
call
Make
it.
it happen, he's a legend.
Kevin, if you're listening, what
Coming
number
for
are we?
you.
You're 85.
85,
Yeah.
86. Kevin is open.
We'll have to check our schedule.
I'm just kidding. Don't say that.
If it works, though, that'd be awesome.
You're going to tell your story now?
Well, okay. Do you guys have fuck up stories?
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Sick. Because mine can wait.
Hear it. Let's hear it.
I mean, what,
But I have one just in case.
yeah.
What's the
Like, what do you want to hear about? Like,
criteria?
yeah.
Have you ever almost died?
Something bad that happened to you.
Or
Beer killed you.
Or almost.
Sean really sets the
hopefully.
standard because he has almost died so many times.
Yeah.
All right, illustrious grit and grain guests. Now it's time to throw down on some fuck up stories. I am Sean Jackson. Challenge flag has been set. Bar is high. Bring it on, fuckers. 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 Fuckers.
I've killed a bunch of beer, but like, I don't know. I don't know if beer's almost
We've
killed me.
almost died. I feel like, slowly just spraying yourself in the eyeball with caustic and sanitizer. It's more of a slow death than anything.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Like you left a manway open or something.
Yeah.
And it's spraying out.
That's happened, but it's never been so catastrophic that we've had to get rid of an entire. We've definitely had to get rid of entire batches, but never like at the risk of our own death.
I left like a shadow of my like outline on the wall in yeast one time.
Yeah.
So like,
That's awesome.
you remember that?
That's another
yeah.
T-shirt idea. I know, it's amazing.
Yeah, in my infinite wisdom, we had this like, I was like, we don't need a glycol chiller. We'll get a cold room. So I put a 3-barrel fermenter in a cold room, and then thought that would do the thing because I was like, it's the external temperature. That's what drives. Yeah, no. We've learned. This was a long time ago.
We learned.
So turns out the tank was still pressurized, and I was down, like taking off the valve, thinking I was going to clean it, but it was still pressurized and it was full of yeast. So I was like crouched down in this cold room of sorts, and I took off the tri clamp, thinking that like the tank was unpressurized. It was full of yeast, so it just blew yeast at me.
Yep.
And then behind me on the wall was exactly my shape. It was a piece of art.
Where
Like,
was the valve? Where did the valve land?
Just lacquered it.
Square nuts.
It was only
right in the
50
nuts.
Right into the wall? Was it in the wall? Behind the wall?
Yeah.
No, because it was only
It
15.
wasn't on you. It wasn't in
No.
you.
Yeah.
So
I think it did hit me in the
we
chest.
won.
He's like,
I do think it hit me in the
it
chest.
ended up in my
It did?
appendix.
Jeez.
Sure.
Yeah, that's so
Oh, it
scary.
hurts so
But
bad.
Matt, what's your fuck up? We got to hear your
Mine's
fuck
not.
up story.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all right. It's fucking embarrassing. But have you guys ever gone through? This is a dumb way to start it. You guys ever gone through Facebook and looked at like the list of the people that you have blocked? over the years. Facebook will do that. They'll show you.
Takes some time, but
Yeah. So mine too. And so over the past year, I'm like trying to get my mental health in order. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back and look at the list of people I blocked. Maybe I was the asshole. I'll try and figure out like, you know what I mean? Like try to come to terms with my own shit. And there was one that I fucking like repressed so hard that as soon as I saw the guy's name, the whole situation came flooding back into my brain. And this was like 9 days ago. So
Did you message him?
nope. But he might hear this because he's still doing.
Fuck him.
Anyway.
Fuck him.
No.
Okay, all right.
That's not where we're at.
Doug, yeah, you're so awesome.
Okay. So I'm an advanced Cicerone. I like the program a lot, and I've gotten a lot from the program. But I also understand the pejorative connotation that like the Cicerone title comes with, because a lot of people pass that first or second level and are just absolute douche nozzles.
Wine.
And what's that?
Wine.
and just, yeah. It's also sommeliers.
Yes. Same.
So I was for sure one of those assholes for the first like 6 months or so after I passed my level 2 certification. And it was my head was still up my butt, and I was like online, and some like popular beer publication posted something about diversity in the industry, a very poignant and like relevant post, and then they had made some kind of like mention of like, you know, beer's been blah, blah, blah ever since the days of, and they were sort of trying to draw like a historical analogy. And they were like, ever since the days of like people accidentally fermenting bowls of oatmeal outside the caves or whatever, right? Like just this kind of drawing a picture of like this old sort of way that beer was first discovered. And so in the comments, as there always is, a bunch of old white dudes trying to like refute every fucking detail of every post that's like that, and just completely missing the overall like window of the post. And so there was one of these dudes, and he was like, actually, that's not how beer was discovered. What really happened was this. And I was like, motherfucker, you're missing the point of the post. Also, it's not that unrealistic that beer could have been discovered this way. And he was like, it really wasn't. I know, I know, but just hang on. So he wasn't.
Doug, it gets better.
He was like, and I was like, you missed the whole point of the post. And like every time somebody talks about this kind of thing, there's a motherfucker like you coming in here and trying to like nitpick every detail when you're
Did
missing.
you use
right?
that language?
Huh? No, I did. Okay. Because I'm an absolute degenerate, and always have been. That part of me has not grown out of this. But I was like, that's, you know, it's totally possible that beer was discovered that way, and here's why, right? Just thinking that I knew what the fuck I was talking about, because I was a level 2 Cicerone, and he was like, no, actually, and I was like, no, man, here's this, and like, actually, I've been kind of like studying this for a long time, and then his next comment was like, I feel like you're pulling rank against the wrong person right now, and I was like, fuck, that's a really specific way to say that you know a whole lot more than I do. I'm gonna.
It's about the Fertile Crescent.
I went and Googled this fucking guy.
Who was it?
It was Martin Cornell, who, like, you might not know, he is probably one of the most prolific beer writers like in existence. He's the UK's version of Michael Jackson, basically. He was one of the founding members of the British beer writers guilds. And if there was a Pulitzer Prize for like beer authors, he would have won it like 11 times.
Yeah.
I had a book of his on my fucking bookshelf.
So he was on your blocked list.
He was okay. That's the most embarrassing thing.
Still, he still missed the point.
That's okay. The only redeeming he still missed the point.
Okay.
But the moment that I Googled him, my asshole jumped up into my throat. As what happened, like you get caught doing something, and I was like, oh man, I've misjudged my entire life completely. And so I immediately deleted every comment that I made, and I blocked him so quickly. And then I didn't go burn the book. I still have it. But yeah, man. He was like, I guess in my defense, he still missed the point. He was still being like a shitty old white dude, missing the point of diversity in the industry that was being made in the original post. Right. But I also had no place correcting this fucking guy on how beer was discovered, because he actually wrote a book about it that he actually won a global award for and is recognized as being the most.
Dick.
Yeah, he's still a dick, but he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
His book helped me pass the fucking exam that I was trying to use as leverage in my fucking argument with with him.
Yeah.
Because I'm an idiot.
Nice.
Fucked up, but you stood up for the diversity.
I did.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway.
All right, Grit and Grainers. Email us at cheersandgritandgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and explanation why you're curmudgeonly resistant to newfangled gizmos and social networking and all things that go Google, Bing, talk in the night. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as fast as we can. If not online, then on air. You can subscribe quickly to Grit and Grain on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. And please leave us a review. Also, check us out on Channel 253 and gritandgrainpodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for episode notes, beer news, a lot of barley wine drinking, and reaction when you call Chris Smith with an obscene message for your for obscene message for yourself using a kinkiest Alvin and the Chipmunks voice. Then send it to Grit and Grain. Then send it to Grit and Grain.
Go ahead, you're fine.
Oh my God. Okay.
Take a breath. Go back to about half a sentence.
Leave an obscene message for yourself using your kinkiest Alvin and Chipmunks voice. Then send it to Grit and Grain for a transcription. You'll be removed from future Grit and Grain lists after any creative use of the phrase golden clamp of friendship. If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter expectations. Do not believe everything you read and even less of what you don't. No one should be forced to endure the indignities of forced indignities. You should no indignities.
No dignities.
Yeah. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma. No such thing as too much barley wine. Please alter. Please just tune in next Friday.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you, Chris and John.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Good up.
Channel 253 is member supported. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you. Grit and Grain is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out our other shows: Nerd Farmer, Interchangeable White Ladies, Move to Tacoma, Crossing Division, Citizen Tacoma, What Say You, We Are Tacoma, Flounders B Team, and Taco Man.
This is Channel 253.